Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's the leader of the Cosmic Armada, Wolf Nara, back to bring you another Jujutsu Kaisen discussion-based video. And it's been a while since we did one of these, and I want to talk about Kenjaku today. So if you guys enjoy these type of formatted videos instead of me doing just live reaction, make sure you guys let me know down below, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, hey man, you got your boy doing JJK discussions, Boruto discussions, or Ordeal discussions again, you feel me? So let's get into it with Kenjaku. And so with Kenjaku, he always prided himself with being the smartest person in the room. And you have this saying where is, if you think you're the smartest person in the room, often that means you're not. And so typically when Kenjaku and honestly other Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerers, they all go wrong because they've all been in this higher tier of power to which they can impose their will of those through violence, basically, and it makes them pretty much get this chip on their shoulder. So when they encounter someone who's able to think outside the box, they have the most trouble. And so with a person like Kenjaku always having countless plans and backup plans, and also going through our history, we're gonna go through that as well. But him having all of these plans, it goes to show that even though what he wants is complete chaos, it's harder for him to actually give up that control than he realized. And so now we're going to get into the ideals of Kenjaku, in which Yuki believes that human potential can best be, we're going to say, use the word cultivated without the use of cursed energy. So she wants to initially eliminate cursed energy. Now with Kenjaku, he believes that cursed energy is what makes them special. They should dive more into cursed energy, and it's the key to unlocking human potential, which leads him to switching bodies and having these countless experiments done. So we know when he was Noritoshi Kamo, we know Kenjaku was initially performing these inhumane experiments. And so as Noritoshi Kamo, he's pretty much part of the Kamo clan with the blood manipulation curse technique. Now, during that time frame, he then created a spirit, I should say, or a cursed child embryo with Choso and his brothers, in which he combined humans and cursed spirits together. Now, whether he's considered the cursed spirit or he's considered the human, that'll be up to you. Basically, he took pride in him being the control in the scientific experiment. However, with him realizing that he has these biological limitations, and his children will still have these same biological limitations depending on who he just body to. So when he was Notashi Kamo, they all produced these different blood-based abilities. And so he realized that they wouldn't truly be able to break past the bondage of his own potential, in which he wanted to eliminate that. So he concocted a plan that would essentially force him to have control all the way up until the end, in which he's then able to relinquish that control to see exactly what happens. Because without a control in a science experiment, essentially chaos just ensues. Random things happen. You don't get the A to B, you get A and Z instead. And so this was Kenjaku's whole goal, was to produce this chaotic effect through his own means, so that at least that way he can see exactly what comes next, whether it was happy or bad, and see if that would be something that would fulfill him, something that would cause emotion to rise out of him. So now you have the merging with Tengen, because Tengen he wasn't able to merge with the Star Plasma vessel. He's pretty much essentially merged his soul with the word itself. And so when he merged with Tengen, he will be breaking down the barrier in between humans, since Tengen is the best at barriers, and Kenjaku is the second best. But he'll essentially be breaking the barrier down that make a human an individual. And so when that cursed sorcerer merged with Tengen, they become a greater cursed sorcerer. When the human merges with Tengen, they become one with Tengen, in which their will can pretty much impose itself on the world. And so when someone has like a negative will, since there's no barrier for the individual or to separate the individual, and the individual lose complete self, then that negative emotion would pretty much spread instantaneously through everyone who pretty much merged through Tengen, and then that a mass of cursed energy would then spread throughout the world, thus causing chaos on a global scale in which one person wouldn't be able to control it, in which this group of jujutsu sorcerers we have now wouldn't be able to contain such a threat. Thus also going into the chaos that he wanted as well. So after you realize after countless years of failure, you wouldn't really be able to obtain the end goal that you would like. You kind of lose your moral compass, and science without humanity isn't science, it's just violence. So now throughout the story we see Kenjaku in all of these positions of control. He's the smartest person in the room, and everyone has to react based on what he does. So he's the cause, but everyone, based on what he does and that control that he has, everyone reacts, which is the effect, thus symbolizing him still having the control. So now we get the in between, right before the Jujutsu High kids like Yuji. Well, we get the instance right when Yuji and Higuruma was fighting Sukuna. We transfer over to the Kenjaku versus the meth head sorcerer fight. I didn't really find too much of Kenjaku ideology in there besides what was already stated before, so we're gonna go past that and go right to the Takaba instance. You feel me? The GOAT. So he realized one thing. Kenjaku realized when he was fighting Takaba was that everything is reality is reacting around Takaba. So he's not necessarily able to beat Takaba with violence. He has to play along with Takaba, and so it goes to show how flexible Kenjaku is as a sorcerer. While most people would have a tougher time dealing with a person where they had to go with the flow or joke with them versus just use their outstanding power, where we see people like Sukuna and Gojo, it was just a display of who had the bigger muscles. This one, Kenjaku actually showed his flexibility as a jujutsu sorcerer, which was amazing. Kenjaku thought he was a joke, just like everyone else thought Takaba was a joke, in which Kenjaku stated to Takaba that, or was it the meth head sorcerer, that he didn't have any high hopes for anyone who gained this cursed ability for the Culling Gang. You guys are just a means to an end. You guys will never really truly signify what he's trying to pretty much create. In which he begins to fight Takaba. Takaba shows the selfishness of a top tier jujutsu sorcerer, him saying that he wants to make Kenjaku laugh. He wants Kenjaku to be, he wants to make 100% of the audience laugh, and Kenjaku is represented as that 1%, the person who doesn't have who doesn't have a funny bone, and who in turn is empty, apathetic towards the performance. And so when he includes Kenjaku in the performance, Kenjaku gets the same feeling that Takaba gets. He has to be enveloped in that scenario, and so he understands where Takaba is coming from in regards to his point of comedy. And so when they go on the final stage and they're just playing off of one another, you can actually see that Kenjaku is genuinely having fun. Even after, when they was splashing each other with water, he tried to drown Takaba. He's genuinely having fun performing with Takaba, and he states that this is the most fun that he had in ages. So when you go out through your life just living empty, feeling apathetic, the sun doesn't shine as bright, everything is gray, you have this certain sense of emptiness, and color or inspiration could come from the most unexpected places. It was Kenjaku actually, he didn't have any self-realization or anything where he does a complete 180 with his goals and his character and it goes completely somewhere else. It was more of, he understands that there are things in life that he can still enjoy, and so it starts to cultivate that selfishness for him, in which it all comes to an abrupt end with when Yuta slices his head off. I think I seen something from Thick Next Door and Fish Discord, was just basically saying that Yuta copied Boogie Woogie. That's how he was able to switch, and that'd be fire too. But nonetheless, when Kenjaku actually realized that he didn't have control of the situation, the monster behind the mask appeared. You can see it through his eyes that someone will inherit his will, and we know that Yuji is supposed to be the eye of the storm that not necessarily leads but witnesses this chaos as well. It's almost as if he placed his not necessarily his will, but his hopes into his son to be able to see something that even he cannot. And it goes to show you that Kenjaku, he's a master puppeteer. He's the Joker of the Jujutsu Kaisen world. And if you guys agree with that statement, make sure you let me know down below. But if you guys made it this far, like, comment, and subscribe. Again, do the YouTube thing, because I would love to keep producing videos like this. It's just fun to give my thoughts, you feel me? So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you guys think Kenjaku is a deeper character and should be dived into, just let me know, and I can actually produce a script in the video for it. But anyway, it's been your boy Wolfnar. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.
Who really a factor? I done grew up as a bastard. Stepped out the wound into a disaster. Designing drugs and guns on my city after. Pray for the lackers. Cause they get worse and they try to blame it on the rappers. Label was factors.